Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Head 3. And I hope you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. Got off the little slow start here with the intro. But anyway, let's talk about the Orioles. Bad as they are. The little kerfluffle down there in Baltimore. Apparently, Ben McDonald, one of the analysts, doesn't like analytics. And I guess at this point, you're a little irritated by this stuff. I'm irritated too because I think a lot of it's bullshit, to be honest with you. I think it's paralysis by analysis, as they say. And I think that's what we have here. This is from more from the Orioles manager Craig Albernaz defends team's analytics usage at the Ben McDonald rant. And I would mention that the Orioles have been bad. And they were bad last year. It's just amazing. All the talent they have, and they just can't. I mean, I don't know. And they bring up Alonso. Pete, just catch the ball. Don't do any trick plays. All this nonsense is eyewash to me about all this analytical stuff. Okay? MAS and color commentator Ben McDonald sounded off about how much importance the Baltimore Orioles place on analytics after a loss to the Tampa Bay Rays on Wednesday. The Orioles are currently, at the time, 22-29, 21-29 when McDonald's comments were made, tied for last place in the AL East. I don't know what the hell they did down there. That all that young talent, and it's just playing so terribly. So terribly. I mean, really. I just don't understand it. You know, they had all these number one picks, and they didn't, I don't know, they're just very, very passive. We could talk about analytics and what could happen and what should happen if you hit the ball hard, McDonald said. But I don't care if you hit the ball hard. Like, I don't care if you hit it hard and you hit it to somebody. You're out. That's true. I don't care how hard you throw a ball for. I don't care what your spin rate was on your breaking ball if you bounce it 3 feet in front of home plate. I don't care. He's absolutely right. What I care about is, do you make plays? Do you make pitches? Do you get hits when it matters? And that's what the Orioles are struggling to do right now. They're struggling to have all phases of the game go right at the same time. That's what the struggle was. So all this nonsense is eyewash to me about all this analytical stuff. You either do or you don't. And right now, the Orioles don't. They're not doing it, and they're not playing well right now. That's the bottom line. That's absolutely true. You know, like I said, the analyze is bullshit. It's all about getting jobs for these assholes at Harvard. They're having trouble finishing ball games. Where do they go from here? I can't tell you where they go from here. I don't know where the Orioles go from here, other than they have to start playing more consistent baseball. That's the bottom line. Well, McDonald's comments got plenty of attention in the Orioles verse, and that led to the Baltimore media asking first-year Orioles manager Craig Albernaz about the organization's relationship with analytics. Quote, in my opinion, this is my personal take on this. I want more information, honestly, Albernaz explained. Like, I love all the information. All it is just pieces to the puzzle. I think the more information you have, it helps you guide what's happening in the game and your decision-making, but it's not the end-all, be-all. I think it's you take all the information you have, and then also you have to watch the game and players' feedback and coaches' feedback, and then you make decisions. You know what it comes down to, folks? At the end of the day, it comes down to talent. If a guy's talented, he's going to perform well. And it's all that matters. All this other stuff about analytics, spin rates, it's all bullshit to put these eggheads in charge. Like guys like assholes like David Stearns here in New York. Like analytics, numbers, data have been along since the game has started. Obviously, it just looks different now. It's more granular than batting average and ERA. Now there's actually concrete data points that can give you a look underneath the hood of what the player is actually doing. And a lot of numbers are there for evaluation purposes, which to me doesn't matter to me. It's just more of taking the numbers and how can we get players better. And then also, can we find small margins for matchups that can help either help us win the game or put our players in the best spot to succeed. Well, obviously, they're not doing a good job. But the reality is they don't have enough talent. This is a pretty fair explanation from Albernaz. Every single organization in MLB and in professional sports these days puts analytics to use. Analytics are simply about gathering all of the information you can and using it all to your advantage in terms of player evaluation, percentages, tendencies of the opposing teams, etc. It would be putting your organization at a disadvantage to not put every piece of information and resource to use. But again, you still need the human element if you have people that are making decisions that can't analyze the information and make the proper call on what kind of trade to make, what kind of player to draft, what kind of player to sign to free agency. If you don't do those, if you don't have the right people to interpret the information, then this doesn't mean anything. They're getting all this information, but apparently it's not working because they're not able to put the team together. And now they're on a new manager, which he was hired last year. It doesn't mean anything. I can see where Albernaz is coming from. I understand the information, but McDonald's right on. It's all about the results, okay? It's all about the result. Simple as that. So, let me know what you think about this video. Of course, this is the Baseball Hut 3, and we talk about media and what goes on there. I need you to hit the subscribe button. So if you're watching this video for the first time, hit the subscribe button. We're on to 300 subs. I'm trying to get to 1,000 to completely monetize this video and do more content here. I have a lot of content that has to get done on other channels. I can't just be here all the time. But if you come here and you subscribe and we hit the 1,000, you have regular content here. So it doesn't take much. I sound like I'm not asking for 5 cents. Just subscribe. It's free. Well, thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you later.